So we got Tyga mixtape. It dropped early. Today's the 15th. This shit was supposed to drop, I do believe, the 19th, if I'm correct. But anyway, I will say this was better than fuck what they talking about mixtape. And he did put out the song "Doped." I still kind of, I didn't really, you know what I mean. It didn't flow with the entire mixtape. But you got a couple of features. You got Chris Brown, Rick Ross, and 2 Chainz, of course, which is no surprise there. But yeah, 16 tracks, which is really 14. It got 2 interludes, and honestly, it wasn't that bad of a mixtape. I definitely get where he was coming from. It's basically addressing everything he's been into the last year, as far as gossip, rumors, the tabloids, haters, critics. He basically got a lot of that shit off his chest. As far as the content and music, it's really nothing different. It's his lifestyle, jewelry, women, money, rap, him as an artist, his career, the game, period, things like that, and not the rapper, the game, the music industry, you know what I mean? So it's just various topics, but it's nothing really new. But I'm guessing, from my understanding and listening to it, he kind of in a better place because he definitely got out a lot of things that I think us as fans wanted to hear. It opens up, the first track, $10 million mortgage, and I was kind of like, oh wow, I don't know, you can't go. I don't do the personal shit, but I mean, to have a song like that, and it's like, okay, let's check it out. Basically talking about his life and the haters. Definitely thought the production was fair. Good, flow, far as the way he delivered the lyrics. A couple slick lines in there. You definitely could feel he's addressing somebody. We don't know who that is, but you definitely know he's talking to somebody in particular, some rapper. But moving on to Dope, I still really couldn't rock with it. I mean, I guess it goes with the mixtape, but it's just me. It is what it is. Then it goes into Serving That Raw, which I definitely fuck with that record. That was kind of a ill record, and I'm like, damn, you got 2 songs back to back about dope, and it's like that thing kind of was getting irritating at the while. It's like, okay, Tyga, you don't have to keep saying you dope, my nigga. Like, just prove it with your music and let the fans say that. But you being unsure of yourself by saying every other song, you're so dope, you're so raw, you're so this, you're so that. That part of the mixtape kind of was annoying, and I was like, damn, I was tired of hearing that shit. But other than that, Serving That Raw was pretty dope. It goes into Everybody Eats. I definitely fuck with that song. The Paid in Full sample, was pretty dope. It was smooth. He basically talked about how everybody around him eats no matter what. He looks out for his team. A lot of other people not doing that for their team. He was just honest in that record. But I do feel like the song was a tad bit too goddamn long. It shouldn't have been 5 minutes, because it's just like after about 2 minute mark, you feel like it's a song that the sample was just dragged out. And I was like, wow, he should have cut that down some. But other than that, it was a solid song. Know Yourself, good production. Basically, he gonna get a lot of slack for this, but he's talking about Kylie. I don't care what he say, you know what I mean? It's just the way he used certain descriptions of knowing yourself. I was like, wow, they gonna get on this nigga for this. It's just like the same song that was in his last mixtape and a song that was in the Go album, where you know who he's talking about, because he actually talked about, I do believe, in this song where he said, I pulled up the car with the bow in it at the party. We all know he's talking about Kylie, so I was like, wow, that's pretty different. So, I mean, song fair is cool. Who cares? And that's his life. We shouldn't judge him off that. It's just about the music. Going into track 6 and track 7, to me, that was too similar. You got Juicy, and I was just like, it is what it is. Definitely shouldn't refer yourself to being Biggie, I guess. That was kind of like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? Last one it was Pac, now it's Big. Yeah, I was off that. Then it get into Jacuzzi, I was just like, those songs are too similar. I really couldn't get with them. Not saying there's something wrong with him doing songs like that, but it's just like, you don't need so many on the mixtape. Then it gets into Rumors featuring Chris Brown. Basically a song addressing the media, haters, people in general. Just he ain't got time for it. And Chris Brown on the hook, the way he sang it is, if you don't remember, Master P did a song called I Always Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me. It's the cadence of that, and I thought that was pretty dope. A good little theme or whatever. But the song is cool. I fuck with it. Then it gets into Happy Birthday. To me, it's just a fun song. The production is kind of zany, I guess. He used a certain flow on that record, which wasn't bad. The hook was all right, lyrics was decent, I guess, but it just was a fun record, and that was pretty cool. Track 10 and 11, it got the interlude, Peanut Head, where just got a bitch just saying, oh, yo, what you wearing tonight, blah, blah, blah. Tay-Raw gonna be in the building. Then it goes into Baller Alert, where it got the little excerpt from Players Club, and it got Ross and Chains on it. I didn't feel like he needed that on there. I think the whole strip club theme, him being with women that's, orientated through the strip club, it's like I get it, but then at the end of the day, those songs don't interest me. Gets into Syrup. When I first seen it, I was like, he back with this theme again. And of course, it's not about lean, but I think the beat was dope. He talked about his lifestyle basically in the song. His flow was all right. Lyrics wasn't bad. It was a cool song. Then it gets into the interlude, Miss Call, basically a friend talking about the business, where it's like you still have to do interviews. This is part of the game, blah, blah, blah. It gets into track 14, which is The Feeling, X-File sample. That was crazy. I like how he flipped that, whereas you really got to listen to it, because I caught it towards the end, but it's like I like how he flipped that. Production is on point. Basically talking about his life, and he ain't got time for gossip and rumors and shit like that. So, just don't ask me about that. Ask me about, why I counted 100,000. Ask me about this, the material, shallow type shit that he want to get asked, instead of the, oh, did you do this with Kylie, or who DM'd you and shit like that. He don't want to be here for the drama. So it is what it is. And the last two tracks, For Life, I definitely thought the song was dope. He had a cool flow in that shit. Slick lines again. The hook was cool. And the last track, I Smile, I Cry, I feel like the sample was on point. He didn't need to talk through the sample. He should have just let the sample be the hook. Do your verses going into the sample. The sample is describing what you're saying within the verses, and then you kick back in with the verses to finish it. But him talking, ad-libbing throughout the hook kind of fucked that up for me. And I was like, why did you do that? Like, you shouldn't have did that. It's a great sample. And long if your verses are descriptive enough, the hook goes into it. But you talking through it and saying nothing, just ad-libbing a word or two, it fucked it up for me. But obviously it was about his personal life, his career, haters, yet again. And that kind of was the theme behind the whole project. You know what I mean? You talked a lot about the bullshit that he didn't want to go through, that he going through, his lifestyle, his career, his life. And basically that's the theme of the whole project. So it's just like Rawest Nigga Alive. The context of the mixtape kind of, it didn't feel that title right, because it's like, all right, you name it that, but I get where you was going, but it's just like, still, if you're going to do a title, let the content fit the goddamn title. But overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. I listened to this shit 4 times. Shout out to bro that let me know this shit was dropping early. 10 of the records I fuck with, and production about 7. He's getting back to where he used to be, but he still got a ways to go. He just got to stop talking about the shit that really is irrelevant and get to where we know he can be as an artist. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't like him now because of the shit with, his personal life, and it's not about that. It's about his music. But if he can get back to, what he used to do, and then that's it. He got to get back into making them hits, making them, that chart success, to where you kind of don't care about the personal shit. But he letting the personal shit get to him, where if you ain't seen, you basically ain't being heard. I mean, blogs is gonna say what they say, but get on them interviews and sit up there and address this shit. Be a man about it. I think everybody that's been through dumb shit goes on interviews and they address this shit. But I mean, you can't be scared of certain shit, because at the end of the day, I feel like if you're a man, you doing what you doing, you're a celebrity. It's gonna come with critiques and criticism. You know what I mean? You got to be able to face that shit. That's just what I feel. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion on it. What did y'all think about the tape? Let me know. Sorry that this discussion was a little bit lengthy, but I just wanted to get all my thoughts out there. Before I actually, upload it or whatever. But if you watch this entire thing, thank you. Sorry I wasn't on camera for this. Didn't feel like being on camera, but it is what it is. Still king of that shit. 1.